Bitcoin broke through the really crucial resistance of $116,000. Even though we pulled back right now, I will show you what's going to happen next and all the amazing trades that we have cashed in. I have also brought some new ones. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in here. Whoa, there my face was a little bit gone. So here, that is much better. So let's directly get into the charts here. On the DXY, I have to pull this a little bit more over here that you can actually see the scale. So there we go. There we go. A little bit more up. So we are below the 99% mark. I told you guys that we're gonna see continuation to the downside into FOMC. Most likely we could get on Thursday maybe a really quick turnaround, but then when we are getting the rate cut, we should get further move to the downside, closer to like 97%, potentially even below that. And I don't need to tell you what's gonna happen then. We know that already. If you're here for quite a while, we are gonna get another Bitcoin pump. So when we're looking at where did this chart go now? So here, sorry. So here, the Bitcoin CME chart. So here is something that we need to pay attention to here in the next couple of days. Why is this not working? And that is that we have now a really big CME gap. So, whoa, am I still live? Okay, I'm still live. Something weird just happened. So, but I'm still here, so it's okay. I just wanna quick check here. Yeah, check. Yeah, we are still here. We are still here. Well, so let's get back into this. So here, the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin CME chart. So we have a really big CME gap here from $111,000 to $113,570 approximately. So this is translating on the spot chart plus minus $200 away from the actual price on CME, and we are trading well above this here currently. So at some point, most likely by tomorrow, late tomorrow or Wednesday, I would expect that we come in here, not completely fill it, but partially fill it, then go back up into Friday, potentially even higher than the high from today. And yeah, closer to $120,000, then turn around, then fill this completely, go back up, and then go into all-time high. So this CME gap is now a little bit dangerous here, so we need to pay attention to this. But regardless of that, when we go to a daily chart, so this is a really beautiful daily chart right now. I think everybody can agree to that. Hi, I see you, man. I see you. So here we are touching key resistance, or we did touch key resistance today at $116,460. I told you we had two scenarios that could play out here. Either that we get rejected here from the $112,600 area, and if we are not getting rejected, that we're going to get a pump. So, and we pumped then obviously yesterday to the upside. That is everything what we wanted to see here. Now, most likely in the next coming days, hours and days, we're going to see here some consolidation, and then we get the next move here to the upside. But in between, we need, again, to be careful here that we are not filling the CME gap, in between. So the other scenario that I see is with the CME gap, that we are running here a little bit higher than today's high, just a little bit, most likely to like closer to $118,000, and then come down here, fill the CME gap, go back up. I also need to change the color of this here. This is now a support level, underlying support level, and there we go. Here on this daily chart, also here we have already completed this W pattern. We spoke about this just yesterday. I said, or the day before that. Sorry, the day before that. And yeah, but yesterday too, because we were still below that upward sloping trend line, or just peaking above it. And I said, take the trade. Take the trade from here. We are going up now. I did not expect that we go straight into the take profit target here today. But even better. So I hope that you were able to catch that trade, because that was a quick one and a really juicy one with 4%. It was like a 4% move to the upside. So here, if we can close today above $115,500, that would be insanely bullish for Bitcoin, and lead to continuation here in direction of $120,000 into the next major resistance area that's currently sitting here above us on the higher time frames. Also just here, quick color change. Then on the 4-hourly time frame, we have now filled the first fair value gap, and here I'm surprised that we actually went above that and did not correct back to the downside, which we usually do with a fair value gap. And here it rather looks like that we want to keep pushing to the upside. So here, this coffin candlestick pattern, or shooting star, hammer, whatever you want to call that, is not really concerning me right now in the short term, as long as the next candle starts moving here back to the upside. So, and a move to the upside could be warranted because of this wick here to actually fill that wick. And like I said, that could get us a little bit higher into the area of the next fair value gap. And from there, I definitely would expect then a turnaround into lower levels. But on the way up there, we still have some time to make some money. So here on this chart with the downward sloping trend line, we have smashed every single trade. So first of all, this trade here, and then I gave you yesterday again this setup and said, if you are not in that previous trade, catch this one here. I also said it was a little bit more risky, but you see it worked. You know, you would have made here over 2% on this specific trade here. And now I'm ready to give you in a second here the next trade. So here on the 4-hourly chart, the MDX Algo Scalp Gradient. So here we are now in a hot phase. We spoke about this, and we're also here exactly into the resistance area of $116,500 to $115,700, and we got also here take profit signal. So, and just something that you need to bear in mind with these take profit signals. So I move this here a little bit to the side. Here we got one. We pulled a little bit back, and then we got here the final run to the upside, and then we came down. I see something similar happening here, just a little bit different, where we are moving sideways below that resistance, but not for a long time, then go into the golden ratio. And the golden ratio is the point where we get rejected and come back down here to the 0.5 level, maybe a little bit lower with a wick to potentially partially fill the CME gap, maybe even complete, and then turn around, and then we go higher. So what I did is something that I'm going to show you here in a moment, because I'm preparing for this scenario already. So here on the 30 minutes chart, also here this trade setup, we smashed this completely all the way down from $109,600. Also here, congratulations to everybody that took the trade with us together. And yeah, now we are trapped below sell side liquidity. So if we can actually break above this, expect another short squeeze. You know, 100% there will be another short squeeze if we are able to get above this. So, and for this, it doesn't look that bad, you know, so it doesn't look that bad that we're actually getting this. I just wanted to see if I have this on some chart here, so but I don't, so I'm gonna do it here. So also here, this ascending triangle, target smashed yesterday. Here, take profit was $114,400. So I see here the next move for Bitcoin could be here. First of all, you have to be careful with this. So this is a broadening rising wedge, but what I see here is potentially one more touch here on the upper resistance line from that broadening rising wedge. So if we get up here, that is already $117,000. So here in 15 seconds, we are closing the 4-hourly candle, and then we're going to see in the next 20 minutes ish approximately in which direction the market will go. So, but yeah, as long as we are not closing below, so and this is the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, as long as we are not closing a 30-minute or 1-hourly candle below this area here of 113,680 to 114,100 approximately, we will continue to move into higher levels. So consider every move down here a fake out until we break below this and do something like this, you know, so where we get here bearish confirmation down. So if we're just coming down here and go back up and do something like this, get into a trade. You know, I would not wait here a really long time for that. So on this 30-minute chart with our liquidity sweeps, also here, I want to show you the next price target that I have in mind for a trade setup. So again, if you are, so there's two areas where you can take a trade from here. I pointed out the first one here that is roughly here with a limit order, and the next one is currently above us, and that's the sell side liquidity, sell side, sell side liquidity that I showed you on the other chart. So, and here you have to market buy, you know. So here, if we break above this, if we break here above $115,500 all the way up to $115,900, there you have to market buy. So if we are coming lower here, set limit orders. I have limit orders, guys. You know, I have limit orders. So now, what is the price target if we go up there? So for this, I take the Fibonacci extension tool here from swing high to swing low, and then the next target would be $122,000. So now if we would enter this here from the 0.786, which would be a safe entry, if we get a 30-minute candle close above this, then you're looking at 5.6% to the upside, and your stop loss, I would place that below the golden ratio. So, and you see here, the risk to reward is insane. It's almost 1 to 9. So that is a trade that I would take every single day, you know. So then this is a trade that I also prep for right now. I have still some money on the sideline after I made a bunch of money yesterday, but I have a bunch of limit orders too, just in case the CME gap gets filled. And I'm going to show you that here also in a moment. And something else that I want to mention here on this 30-minute chart, I have adjusted the 50 moving average into a 21 moving average, because that will show you short-term direction, and right now we are fighting with it to stay above that. But here again, I'm not really worried about the current price action as long as we are holding the golden ratio here at around $115,000. Lose that and lose the 0.5 level, then we and also here the green box, then that is where you need to start to pay attention, because then we might drop all the way down here to the 200 moving average and potentially even below that with a wick to fill that CME gap. Now, what did I do on Weex? I set limit orders here at 113,600, 112,300, 110,800. So, and I have here stacked $89,000, because my total account here is now $109,672. I doubled this account in a week. I was not even aware. I saw this earlier when I looked here, total balance, total account value, and then it showed me like within a week I made here $50,000. I had no idea. You know, I was thinking it took me 2 weeks, but it was a week, which is crazy. So, and I still have money on the side, you know, $20,000 still here sidelined, just in case that we break higher, that I can market buy, and then I will just cancel out some orders here to keep adding to this position, or I will just trail them up, you know. So, and then on the next pullback I will get filled and trade the continuation. So if you want to trade with me together, guys, highly profitable, as you see here, all our trades, they're all amazingly profitable. Trade with me on Weex, you get up to $30,000 in sign-up bonuses, plus $800 absolutely for free if you just bind your phone and your email address, download the app, and deposit $500. So if you do all these steps, you get $800 absolutely for free just for signing up. If you don't deposit $500, it's still $400 that you get for free. But you get on top, if you deposit $500, also access to this Telegram group here. And all the steps are described in the description, guys, how to get access to this. And as you can see here, we have now started the challenge with a link trade that I also mentioned. So we have here, yesterday hit take profit 1, then today take profit 2. And now the account is up $602. Don't get confused with $645. I still had $43 in the account, but I was honest to you guys. You know, I said, hey, I forgot to move that out of the account, so it is technically $602 that I'm trading here with. So we are also here in that challenge where I take you from $500 to $10,000, highly profitable. If you want access to that, there is a link in the description, but you need a Weex account and just follow the steps to do that. Now on the liquidation side, on the liquidation heat map, so we have now massive long liquidity below us that will get swept with the CME gap, which makes it again a confluence target to go down and take first of all the liquidity and close the CME gap. And it would also align with a touch of the 50 moving average. But now on the way down, the 200 will definitely put up a fight to not break again. So, and that is good for us. So maybe we're gonna get just a wick to like $112,000, turn around, and then keep pushing into a higher level. So here on the high side, shorts starting to close their positions right now, short traders. So here was way more short liquidity in the past, and now they are all jumping ship because they understand, oh, Bitcoin is going up. They should better take profits because we are in a price reversal. So how do I know that? Because we have broken here this swing high and we have put in a new high. That means the trend is reversed now. You can also clearly see that if I draw here downward sloping trend line, here this trend line is broken, trend is reversed. We broke structure now, and we are going back to the upside in direction of the $120,000 area for Bitcoin. So on the liquidation heat map, also here quick update. Again, 15 minutes on the stream. I wanted to do this way quicker. Let me go here to a weekly one. I think it's the weekly one that I want. No, then it's the monthly one that I had earlier on. Yeah, so you see here clearly above $120,000, there's still a lot of liquidity, and also here, once we're touching $117,000, we will short squeeze to the upside, but we should not ignore that we have, of course, liquidity sitting here below us at 113,500, and also here the biggest area, $112,460. Yeah, you see here the highest concentration is currently down there. Hence why I'm telling you, be careful that we could actually go and fill that CME gap before we get a continuation move to the upside, because once we are breaking here below $114,000, we're gonna get a long squeeze into that area. So this area is a bounce area down here, $112,460. So I don't believe that we go much lower than that. At least not with the candle body. A wick can still slightly go lower, but the candle body will close above $112,500 in my opinion. Now let's talk quick about altcoins. So the Bitcoin dominance in that rising wedge here came now to the upward sloping support line. And I'm telling you guys, if Bitcoin is not breaking down into the CME gap here in the next 2 days, the Bitcoin dominance will break down. So, and that will then translate again into massive gains in altcoins that we are seeing here partially today already. We have tried to break here above $1.06 trillion. To break this resistance, we have an indecision candle here, but I'm telling you, this will turn into a continuation pattern where we're going to get tomorrow a break above that. That will also then confirm the break of that resistance, and then you get the next candle breaking here higher, and then by next week or the week after that, we are at new all-time highs, potentially even already on Friday with the FOMC meeting, where we are breaking past $1.2 trillion. So right now, as things are looking here, as long as we are closing above $1.05 trillion, we should get a continuation candle tomorrow, and that means also more upside in altcoins. So then Ethereum was pumping here into a resistance level of $4,300 approximately earlier today. The Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern is now in the final phase. The last moment where you can get into a huge swing trade on Ethereum is at $4,370. Once we are breaking that, I would not try to chase $4,800, $5,000 anymore. You know, so because yeah. It, in my opinion, doesn't make sense, you know, at least not for a swing trade. You know, you can day trade, day trade basically in and out of that trade, then all the way up to $5,000. But like for a swing position where you set and forget, after $4,370, you cannot do this anymore, you know, because here move to $5,000 is here only a 14% move on Ethereum, you know, so, and you need to have your stop loss basically around current price action, and a little bit higher than that actually here at $4,180. Yeah, so, and yeah, like I said, it doesn't make sense otherwise, you know. So, but personally, I would be targeting something higher than that. There's on the monthly chart, I'm going to show that tomorrow. There's on the monthly chart a $7,000 target that I think that Ethereum can hit. Now, short term, we have here now a reversal candle on the on the daily chart. Which is not good, so I hope we can still turn this around. So why did we get this? I warned you about this level here at $4,240, that you need to pay attention when we get there, and that you should take some profit off the table when we get there, because we were getting closer to the VPVR level here at $4,280 to $4,300, hence why we are getting this rejection right now, exactly from that area. So we missed that by like $20 or something, you know. There's like 0.5% that this was missed. So technically, you could stay in that trade because we're in since $3,860, and we are sitting just around the point of control here. So it's nothing wrong with staying in that position, you know, but be prepared that we will come down here to like 4,100, $4,020, something like this here into the next biggest cluster on the VPVR. Find support there, from there go back to the upside. So you are round tripping a little bit of profits, but as long as you're staying in this trade and you have your stop loss slightly below that, like 3,000, yeah, basically $4,000, you should be fine, you know. So worst case, you get stopped out, you made then 3% plus the leverage. That is still fine, you know. It's not nothing, you know. So but because the overall trade, what is this giving us? 12%. Yeah, okay, you made then 25% out of the whole trade, which is fine, you know. So but yeah, it looks like that we will definitely come here a little bit lower to like $4,030 approximately, I think, before we're gonna get here the continuation to the upside. Then Solana. I'm currently in a Solana trade. Remember, guys, what I told you? I said here at $204, $202, I'm out. That's what I also did yesterday on the trade. I was out. Or this morning. Yeah, it was this morning, actually. So now I'm back in another trade. This trade is sitting at $202 was my entry. So I'm 1% underwater. Even if we go down here into the next support cluster here, I will be fine. You know, I will be fine, because this looks already like that this is going to turn around here anytime soon. And especially as long as we're holding the 0.786 level, that is for you guys a good level to long from if you're looking for the next long here on Solana. But I would be targeting here $212. Again, on this account that I'm currently trading, I'm in and out all the time because I want to build capital quickly. And as you can see here, so now I'm $300 down on this account. I'm just going to show that to you guys briefly. So for today, I'm down here on this account, $300. But if you add this to the current total balance, then I'm up over $3,400 on this account in total. Yeah, 3,300 because I lost $100 earlier. So, and I just want to remind you, this account was 4 days ago, $300. So I 11x the account in 4 days. With in and out, in and out, in and out, just compounding all the time the profits with small wins. So I keep doing that. You know, I'm gonna keep doing that. So that's why, for me, my Solana targets are a little bit different than for you. But at least on that phone, you know, I have long-term trades running. But just that, again, that you see what's actually possible here when you compound small wins. You know. So anyway, so if you want to take a Solana trade and we get one more pullback here to the 0.786 level, that is from where I would personally enter this, and then you trade the continuation into $212. But be careful around $204, $205. There is some resistance. But here short term, it looks like that we're turning around. On the 4-hourly chart, also here, yeah. So the RSI, let me get rid of this. The RSI looks like it wants already to turn around here slightly. Most likely the next 4-hourly candle. So yeah, the next 4-hourly candle could pump back to the upside. Then Hype is one of the strong coins, to be fair today. Looks like that we try to move here now back to the upside. Here is a small scalp trade. I was contemplating if I should send this to the trading group earlier or not, and then I decided not to. Maybe I should have done that. So I'm going to remove that one here. So if you're overall in this trade setup, you are making bank right now. Just raise your stop loss. Literally yesterday, you still had the opportunity, Saturday, to get into this before it blew up here. And also yesterday when I said at $44.6, you can still get into this and ride this. So now it's too late. Now it's too late. You need to wait for a break at $48.84 for the next potential setup. So look at this here. Yeah, so this would be the next one to $56 with a stop loss here below the current candle. Oh, is it that low? Yeah, this should be fine. So here, $46.54 would be my stop loss. Entry, $48.84. So let me adjust that. Kinda. Come on. 84. There we go. So yeah, and there's your target. So for that, again, we need to break $48.84. There is some resistance. If we come back to a 0.786 level, if you get that lucky, then enter the trade from there and ride the stand still up to $56. So next one is Link. So as I mentioned yesterday, this morning we got here really close to the target in the Telegram group, in the private Telegram group. My target was $19.09, and we missed it by 1.5 cents. You know, so but this is crazy. I consider that target hit personally. You know, but I did not send it in a group like that because I wanted to be, objective here. You know, but for me personally, that is target hit. If you are that close, you know, that's like 0.1%. That I missed that, you know, so it's that close that I would have counted that, you know, I would have counted that. But anyways, now we are pulling back here a little bit. I think we could come down here to like $18 again. From there, I would enter this trade if I'm not currently in a link trade here, because I think then we are going back up, breaking through $19.09 and go here to like $20 in the next coming days. The next one is not MNT, so I saw here somebody was asking about ASTER. I can have a look here at ASTER again. Where's my ASTER? And then I'm leaving again because I don't see the time. There, 25 minutes. Fuck, I did not want to be here 25 minutes. I think I have it on the other list. Way too long again, guys. Way too long. I need to get better at this. This is horrible. So Zcash, I hope everybody caught the Zcash trade really quickly. Here, we hit $361 so fast. I did not expect that. You know, I did not expect that it would go so fast, but I told you guys that would have been the next trade. So I hope some of you caught that. And it looks like Zcash wants to go again. You know, so this looks to me like it's going either today or tomorrow again to the upside. So ASTER, after it went down, it came back up. So this is good. For hourly chart, so I need to remove that here. Short term, let's see. So here is still a massive downward sloping trend line on ASTER. I would be not longing this until this trend line is broken. Currently at $1.16, there's also a horizontal level at $1.16. Yeah, so if you're looking for a long, wait for $1.16. So I know this is like 6%, 5 point something, 8% to the upside. But I would wait for that, you know, so because we are struggling for a while to reclaim that level. So wait for that break, and that break should coincide with a break of this downward sloping trend line. And to be fair, this looks like, to me, like a bump and run pattern here. This whole thing looks like a bump and run pattern. So you wait for the break now, then the retest, and then it's lift off. I think when it breaks here, these two lines at this converging point, then it's gonna fly. But only then, so you need to be a little bit more patient here. Guys, I need to run again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with a bigger bag